And the markets are trying to navigate through all of this talk, and particularly the impeachment news today. For more, I want to bring on ClearStat's Advisors Senior Managing Director Jay Maywad and Nicholas Wealth Management President David Nicholas. Hey, David, let me start with you. We were up 129. We were down 220. We're in the trading range. We're right in the middle of that for the most part. What are you most concerned about, particularly with all the intrigue down in D.C.?
Yeah, this is an interesting market. I think as investors, there's actually quite a bit to be concerned about. I hate that that's the case, but I think the markets are looking for a sign that says it's all clear and there's room to run. We just haven't seen that yet. So when there's impeachment talk now at play, Democrats are looking for anything to impeach the president. I think that's going to weigh on markets. So the headline risk is hurting markets right now.
Although, Jim, realistically, it's far-fetched that it could happen with the Republicans' control of the Senate. But there are headlines. There is a media. There's a lot of negative impetus. But by the same token, the China situation still looms large. We're entering earnings season. And I'm concerned over some of these big momentum names that led the market higher that seem to be under pressure.
Yeah, well, my thinking had been that we have two issues to confront. That is the earnings season and what companies say about the tariffs and forward-looking business and the China negotiations. And if you navigated those successfully, the market could make a modest new high. The negative is if they do this impeachment, it creates uncertainty. It creates uncertainty on many issues. The news every night will be talking about impeachment. It will dampen consumer investment. It will deter capital investment, and it leaves many issues unresolved. The Iran issue unresolved. The China issue unresolved. So it will create an uncertainty which will stall the markets.
Also would it hurt the president's negotiating position?
Absolutely. He's in a weaker position. If China thinks that he's going to be under pressure to protect his job and it diminishes his chance for re-election, they are going to play very bad hard.
That's a great, interesting point. David, also, though, the markets did pretty well during the Clinton impeachment. So, longer term, do fundamentals, what role will fundamentals play in where this market goes?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think fundamentals play a really big role here because I think that's really what the markets need. But we have to remember we're heading into an election year. Charles, I was looking at this earlier. If you looked at the market in December of 2014, the S&P was about 2,100. Up until November of 2016, the market was exactly at 2,100. So, in general, markets with good earnings can be fine if impeachment talks at the forefront. But we also have this looming question of who's going to be the next president. There's uncertainty there. So I think markets, if it's anything like 2015, we might be in a stalled channel between 2,850 to 3,100 that we may not be able to break out of.
Real quick, Jim, I think that's a great point because earlier today, Elizabeth Warren overtook Joe Biden in New Hampshire.
Yes.
Drug stocks are getting hammered on that news. I think we lost track of that, but as she becomes more of a juggernaut, Wall Street is not going to be happy, and it's going to pressure markets.
Wall Street is not happy about Elizabeth Warren, but don't forget it's very early in the political season. These polls are going to change, and you can't declare her the front runner at this point. But if we get to next September and she's the front runner, and it builds momentum, it'll be more pressure on the markets.
Of course. Hey, Jim, David, thank you both very much. And